Good afternoon. My name is Ronak Shah and welcome to the CAT Daily Life of Unacademy. So how are you all? Are you all there? Can you quickly just show me a thumbs up or say a hello in the chat box? Everyone? Okay, good. So today we are going to discuss the basics of quantitative ability, and the topic that we are going to discuss is fractions and decimals. So I have I have about 12 years of experience. So let me quickly tell you about myself. So as I mentioned, my name is Ronak Shah, and I've completed my MBA in marketing and also electronics and telecommunication engineering, and I have been training students for about 12 years for CAT and other MBA entrance exams. And besides, I also have 5 years of industry experience. I have scored 99 plus percentile twice in CAT exam. This is how I'm going to help you out. So I'm sure you'll enjoy the session with me. So let's begin. Let me quickly brief you about the agenda. So we are going to discuss types of fractions, change pattern in the fractions, then fraction to decimal, how to quickly do it, so some shortcuts for that. And we will also discuss mathematical operations on fractions and mathematical operations on decimals. So if you are from non-engineering background and if you have left your mathematics after your 10th standard, probably this session will be really helpful for you. So please don't go anywhere and keep your pen and paper ready. I'm going to give you some interesting tips which you can note down, some shortcuts, and definitely will practice plenty of questions. And yes, do not use calculator throughout the session. So yeah, let's go ahead. Now before I go ahead, I would like to tell you about our Telegram group. So you can also join us on the Telegram, and you can access the material, the study notes from this URL. So if you want, you can note down this URL. And talking about our subscription, so I'll keep telling you about various plans that we have. You can get additional learnings and additional facilities if you download our app by the name Unacademy. So go to Play Store, download our app, and you can also check our subscription plan. I'll always recommend you to go for 1 year or 2 year plan, and they are damn cheap compared to the other top-notch institutes. So of course we are going to learn all the topics over here in daily life. I'll also be available at 9 o'clock tonight, where I'm going to discuss about CAT preparation strategy, because now we have 6 months left for CAT preparation, especially those who are going to appear for CAT in 2020. So we have just 6 months left. So how should you plan your preparation? So that is what I'm going to discuss tonight at 9 p.m. So please be there, and I'll also tell you about the subscriptions there as well. So let's quickly start with the fractions. So guys, fractions are of 3 types: proper fractions, improper fractions, and mixed fractions. So let's quickly understand what is a proper fraction, what is an improper fraction, what is a mixed fraction. So proper fractions are those where your numerator is less than denominator. Okay, so if I take any fraction a by b where a is less than b, this is called a proper fraction. On the other hand, improper fraction is any fraction p by q where the numerator is greater than the denominator, so that's called improper fraction. Okay, so let's understand through an example. So proper fraction examples: 2 by 3, 4 by 5, or I can say 7 by 100, and so on and so forth. All of these are nothing but proper fractions. If you look at their numerator is less than the denominator. On the other hand, if I give you example of improper fraction, so 12 by 7, or you can say 5 by 3, and so on and so forth. I mean, you can think of some more fractions, say 100 by 8, and so on and so forth. Now if I take any improper fraction, okay, I can always convert it into the mixed fraction form. So this is the third variety, which is mixed fraction. Okay, so let's quickly understand what is a mixed fraction. So if I take a fraction 12 by 7, now let's understand that division that we used to do during school. So if I divide 12 by 7, so I can say 7 ones are 7 and the remainder is 5. Okay, so we can represent this one as quotient plus remainder divided by divisor, 1 plus 5 by 7, or you can say it's nothing but 1 and 5 by 7. So this is nothing but mixed fraction form for this improper fraction. So are you all able to understand this, everyone? Okay, so why don't you quickly tell me, I mean, what's your educational background, so that I'll understand that how many of you are engineers and how many of you are non-engineer. So if you are an engineer, just type E in the chat box, and if you are a non-engineer, type NE quickly. Yeah, good afternoon, Binit. Good afternoon, Priyanshu, Parul, Shifali, Ayushi, Srijan, right? Good to see you all, guys. Akanksha, John D, yep. Kalpit, yes. Okay. So we have most of the students who are non-engineers, right? And this is what I was talking about. So guys, as I have been training students for last 12 years, and this is what I have understood, that engineers normally quickly catch up to the CAT preparation. Even if they spend about 4 to 5 months, probably they stand fair chances of getting 90-95 percentile. But for non-engineers, it's not always the case. Okay, there may be some exceptions, but if I look at 80 to 90 non-engineers, they mainly, because they have left mathematics a little while ago, so they find it difficult to immediately get into the rhythm. And this is where all these basic sessions, the sessions based on the basics of mathematics, are going to be very helpful. Okay, so I'm sure all of you are going to enjoy this basics of mathematics session. Let me tell you, every day in the afternoon I'm going to take this session from Monday to Saturday. So please be here, and you can also ask your friends to be here if they are also looking for this kind of basic inputs, right? So it lies on my shoulder to make sure that you come at par with the engineers in next 10 days, right? Great. Good afternoon, Prasenjit, Ayushi. Yeah, good, fine. So have you all understood this thing? 3 types of fractions: proper fraction, improper fraction, and mixed fraction. Yes, if you have understood, just type yes in the chat box quickly. Everyone, have you understood 3 types of fractions: proper fraction, improper fraction, mixed fraction? Okay, Prasenjit, you have queried. This session is about basics of mathematics, and we are going to discuss fractions and decimals and everything related to fractions and decimals, whatever is required for CAT exam, right? Whether it's addition, subtraction of fractions and decimals, or multiplication or division, or the complex calculations, right? So this is what you can expect in this session. Great, guys. Okay, so yeah, now let's look at the next part. So I'll show you some shortcut to convert this fraction to decimal quickly, and I'll suggest that you please note down this fractions and their equivalent decimals. Okay, so for example, 1 by 2, I'm sure all of you are aware, it's 0.5. 1 by 3, it's 0.33. Please note down this thing with me. 1 by 4, 0.25. 1 by 5, 0.2. 1 by 6, 0.166. 1 by 7, 0.1428. 1 by 8, 0.125. 1 by 9, 0.11. And 1 by 11, of course, 1 by 10, I'm sure all of you remember 1 by 10 is 0.1. So 1 by 11, 0.0909. Now please understand, wherever I have kept this kind of dots, these are called recurring decimals. Please understand, they are called recurring decimals. That means there will be infinite digits after the decimal, but this one is a terminating decimal, right? Now the question, a few of you might have this question, that how we used to convert this into decimal. So in case if you have forgotten this, let me show you that calculation also. let's take 1 by 7. Okay, so if I divide 1 by 7, of course that's not divisible, so we used to put a decimal over here, and now I'll put a 0. So I'll say 7 ones are 7, the remainder is 3. Okay, we can again put a 0 and I'll say 7 fours are 28. Now the remainder is 2. Again we can put a 0 because we have already put a decimal over here, so in every step we can keep inserting 1 0. Okay, so I'll say 7 twos are 14, and this will be 6, again a 0, 7 eights are 56, and so on and so forth. This will keep going on. So ultimately the value will come out to be something like 0.1428. In case if you have forgotten this division, this is a good opportunity for you to quickly recap that, because we are talking about CAT preparation, and please remember CAT is 6 months away. So it's not something like that you need to appear for CAT in the next month or so. So you have sufficient time. If you clear your basics first, trust me, the remaining journey will become slightly easier and joyful too. So this is the objective with which we have scheduled this special basics of mathematics session. So everyone, you should be clear about this division, and you should remember this fractions and their equivalent decimals. Okay, so great. Once again, Jagrati is good afternoon, Jagrati. Chavi, yeah. Srijan, yeah. Isha, good to see you all. Right, so I'm sure you must have understood this. Now, if I ask you a fraction, and if I ask you to convert this fraction into decimal, can you quickly do it? 34 by 5. What is the decimal equivalent to this fraction? Everyone, please type the answer in the chat box. Srijan is asking from where can we practice maths question. So yes, I mean you will get plenty of practice questions in the daily life on Unacademy. And apart from that, if you want, you can buy Arun Sharma book, which is quite popular. The only thing is, before you go with Arun Sharma book, you need to have your basics clear, and you should have attended all the sessions of Unacademy daily life, so that you are clear with the concepts. Okay, so Kalpit is asking, will I cover the full course? Yes, Kalpit. Okay, if you be here at 2 p.m. every day, and if you be here with me at 9 p.m. every day, so everything will be covered. You don't need to spend a penny outside. You can learn everything completely free of cost, and I can guarantee you 99.99 percentile. 100 percentile doesn't exist, by the way, so you should be aware. It's just that the computer rounds it off to 100 percentile, right? And we call it 100 percentile. I'll also explain that what is this percentile, but yes, you'll be completely prepared. Great. So many of you have given correct answer. So yeah, 6.8 is correct. Okay, now let me explain. I don't know whether you have done it in the same way or not, so but still the shortcut could be something like this: 34 by 5, right? So 5 6 are 30. Of course we'll write 6, and then we'll be left with 4 as the remainder, so we'll write 4 over here and then divide by the divisor, that is 5. So this is nothing but 6 plus 4 by 5. Now look at this one. 1 by 5 is 0.2. So can I say 4 by 5 is nothing but 4 times 1 by 5? That is 0.2 into 4. It is 0.8. Correct, everyone? Yes. So this is nothing but 6 plus 0.8. That is 6.8. Right. So this is how you can quickly convert. Let's take a couple of more examples, so that in case if there is any confusion, you can clear it out. Those who are good at these fractions and decimals can quickly try to do it without using pen and paper. So that's a challenge for you guys. Okay, so let me give you one more number. Suppose the number is 50 by 8. 50 by 8. So in this one, if you want, you can eliminate the common factor, that is 2. So it can become 25 by 4 also. Or you can directly do it without doing all this division and all. You can straight away think 8 6 are 48, right? So I'll first write 6. The quotient part should be written over here, plus the remainder part, which is 2, divide by the divisor, which is 8. So 6 plus 2 by 8. Now 2 by 8 is nothing but 1 by 4, and 1 by 4, as we know, it's 0.25. So this should be written as 6.25, as simple as that. Everyone, have you all understood this? If you have understood this, please press the like button. Now instead of writing yes, you can directly press the like button if you have understood this question, if you have got the answer. Let me see how many of you have got the answer. Press the like button. So this is how you can quickly convert your numbers. Great, superb. Okay, so now let's go to the next part. There is an exercise for you. Whenever there is an exercise, you'll always see this timer icon, the hourglass. So you know to convert the following fractions to decimals. Okay, so how can you do it quickly? Everyone, I have already given you that fraction and equivalent decimal table. So you know what is 1/5, you know what is 1/9, you know what is 1/4. You should be able to quickly convert this. Yes. So 3/5, 1/5 is 0.2. So 3/5 is 0.6. As simple as that. 4/9. So you all remember 1/9 is 0.1111. We'll just remember 0.11. So 4/9 is 4 times of that. That is 0.44. 5/4. You can do it in two different ways. So let me help you understand this. One is I can think this as 5 into 1/4. So 1/4 is 0.25. So 5 into 0.25, it's 1.25. In case if you have any confusion in this decimal multiplication, so we are going to cover that in the later half of this session. Okay, but this is one way of doing it. The other way is you can convert this to mixed fraction. You can think it in the mixed fraction form. 5/4. So 4 ones are 4, remainder is 1 and the divisor is 4. So I can write 5/4 as 1 plus 1/4. Very simple. And 1/4, as you know, it's 0.25. So you can write this as 1.25. This is another way of doing it, right? Srijan, you have written 1.01. That's not correct. Please correct your answer. Okay, 34/5, you already done it. 6.8. 100/99. Okay, if you want to convert this to decimal, it will be slightly difficult. What will take it as 100/9? That's better. So if I want to convert 100/9, I should write it as 11 nines are 99 plus 1/9. So 11 plus 1/9. So this will become 11.11. Right? So I'm sure all of you are able to do it easily now. In case if there was any confusion, I'm sure it must have been sorted out. By the way, these are not the option. These were the different questions. Okay, Srijan, we are not talking about the options. These are different questions that we had to, different numbers, or you can say different fractions that we had to convert to decimals. Okay, fine guys. So I'm sure all of you have understood this. Let's go to the next part, which is about comparison of fractions. Okay, I've seen many a time students make some silly mistakes, or they end up wasting so much time when it comes to comparing the fraction. Acha, let me tell you, when you'll solve questions of data interpretation in CAT exam, as you know, data interpretation occupies quite good weightage in CAT exam, right? When you'll be solving questions of DI, you'll have to make lots of fraction comparison. You'll have to compare various fractions. Okay, so this is where the tricks that I'm going to show you right now are going to be very handy. Okay, so are you all up for this comparison fraction? Guys, show some enthusiasm. Okay, fine, good. So normally you must have learned it this way, that when you want to compare the fraction, we make the denominators equal. That's the rule that we learned during school, and that's correct. So for example, 4 and 6, I need to make both these denominators equal for both these fractions. So what we used to do is we used to take the LCM of fractions, right? So 4 and 6, LCM is 12. Of course, very simple. 12 is the lowest common multiple, and we are going to discuss basics of HCF LCM also in the next session. So you can be here and you can learn that concept also. So now to make this denominator 12, what I'll do is I'll multiply it by 3. So since I'm multiplying my denominator by 3, I'll have to multiply the numerator also by 3. Same way, I'll multiply this denominator by 2 and I'll multiply this numerator by 2 as well. So now both the numbers have, both the fractions have equal denominator, which is 12. Let me just write it here. So the denominator for first fraction is 12 and the numerator is 9. The denominator for second fraction is also 12, but the numerator is 10. So definitely this numerator is greater, and we can say this rightmost fraction, right side fraction, is greater than the left side fraction. But this is the school method. We are not going to use this. Okay, we don't have this much time. We are going to appear for CAT, right? Remember that. So what is the shortcut? The shortcut is straight away do the cross multiplication. Especially when the numbers are small, you can straight away cross multiply them and you can get the answer. So 6 3s are 18, 5 4s are 20. Since 20 is greater than 18, this fraction has to be greater than the 3 by 4. So as simple as that. So same way you can apply that concept over here. 7 8s are 56. I'm multiplying this denominator with this numerator. 7 8s are 56. 15 3s are 45. Simple, since 56 is greater than 45, so 8 by 15 is greater than 3 by 7. Okay, so I'm sure all of you have understood this point. Have you all understood, guys? If you have understood this concept, please click on the like button instead of writing yes. We want to have as many likes for this session as possible, and that shows the vibrancy, okay, that you are enjoying. That's a message to me that you are enjoying this session, and I should come up with many such sessions. Okay, so those who have just joined us, for them, yeah. Now let me give you one more shortcut over here. Okay, so okay guys, so there is a shortcut related to this fraction, but before that, let's quickly go ahead with this exercise. Again, the timer has started. Compare the following fractions. So can you do the comparison the way I have taught you? Everyone, please do it quickly. So in this one, again, if we cross multiply, very simple, 3 3s are 9, 5 2s are 10. So this fraction is greater. Okay, same way, 12 3s are 36, 5 7s are 35. So definitely this fraction is greater. What about this one? Now this is going to be slightly difficult. How can we multiply 23 with 42, 37 with 28? Are we going to multiply? Yes? No. In this one, I'll not suggest you to multiply these numbers. Okay, instead we can use a different trick. Okay, so guys, if you observe this fraction, just compare the numerators and denominators of both these fractions. Can I say 23 plus 5 is 28? Yes or no? Great. Same with 37 plus 5 is 42. Yes. So, and this 23 by 37, it's a proper fraction. It's a fraction where your numerator is less than denominator. So there is a rule which says that when you add a constant positive quantity in both numerator and denominator, the resultant fraction will always be greater than the previous fraction if your original fraction is a proper fraction. I repeat, before we come back to this question, let's understand this rule. If you have a proper fraction a by b, and if you add a constant positive quantity, some number, constant positive quantity means some number, say k. If you add k in both numerator and denominator, so my new fraction will be a plus k, and the denominator will be b plus k, that is a plus k by b plus k. This fraction will always be greater than the previous fraction. So this is the rule that you need to remember. Okay, now I'm sure many of you are wondering why is it so? Why does it happen this way, that when we add a constant positive quantity in both numerator and denominator, the resultant fraction is greater? So let me take one example. In fact, we can use percentage over here. So let's take understand this concept through percentages. First of all, let me take a proper fraction, which is 2 by 5, and let me add 1 as a constant positive quantity to both numerator and denominator. So 2 plus 1, it will be 3. 5 plus 1, it will be 4. Okay, sorry, 5 plus 1, it's 6. So the resultant fraction, as per this rule, the resultant fraction is always greater than the previous fraction. So this is what we are trying to understand. Why is it so? Let me help you understand this thing. Now tell me one thing. When we add this 1 in this numerator 2, by how many percent are we increasing our numerator? If we add 1 in 2, by how many percent are we increasing that numerator? Can I say 1 is 50% of 2, 1 is half of 2? That means we are increasing our numerator by 50%. Okay, same way, when I add 1 to denominator 5, I am increasing my denominator by 20%. Okay, so since I am increasing my numerator by more percentage points, the resultant fraction will always be greater than the previous fraction. So coming back to our question, when we added constant positive quantity in both of this fraction 28 by 42 has to be greater than the previous fraction, because the original fraction was a proper fraction and we added a constant positive quantity in both numerator and denominator. So this fraction, the resultant fraction, has to be greater, guys. So if you want, you can quickly note down this point. Yes, and if you have understood this point, then write yes in the chat box. If you didn't understand this point, then please write no in the chat box. If you want me to explain this concept again, please write no over there. Good, many of you are giving me correct answer. Great. Binit, Kalpit, Parul, Jeet, Shivam, Srijan, Soumya. Good. Sachin, you didn't get it. Binit, you also didn't get it. Okay, fine. No worries. Let's take one more example. Everyone, let's understand from the context of improper fraction. See, once again, I have given you one rule which says that everyone just pay your attention here, so that those who didn't get, they can understand once again. So if I take a proper fraction a by b, and if I add a constant positive quantity k in both numerator as well as denominator, so the new fraction will be a plus k divided by b plus k. This will always be greater than the previous fraction. The example is, as I mentioned, 2 by 5. When we add 1 in both numerator and denominator, the resultant fraction is 3 by 6. This has to be greater. Similarly, 23 plus 5, 28, 37 plus 5, 42. So this is a proper fraction. We are adding the same number in both numerator and denominator. The resultant fraction has to be greater. As simple as that. Yeah. So I'm sure now you would have understood this thing. Okay. And I'll also give you a few more examples. Don't worry. Let's look at this one. What about the fourth fraction, which is greater? Because not a constant number is getting added, neither a constant number is getting added, nor we can cross multiply. So what's the other way to solve this? Achha, by the way, you can solve all these questions by converting them into decimal also. Okay, so for example, 3 by 5 is nothing but 0.6, which can also be written as 0.60. 2 by 3 is nothing but 0.66. So this is another way by which we can say that 2 by 3 is greater than 3 by 5, just for your information. So coming back to this question number 4. Yes, everyone, type your answer in the chat box. Is it the left hand side fraction greater or the right hand side fraction greater? If you think left hand side is greater, type L in the chat box. And if you think right hand side fraction is greater, type R in the chat box. Quickly. Okay, so a few of you have started answering it. Yes, Binit, what can we do if we have more than two fractions? So yes, definitely you can't use cross multiplication method in that case. Maybe you can go ahead with the LCM method, or you can use the decimal method. Yeah, so Swayam is saying L, Srijan is saying R, Divya is saying R, that is right hand side fraction is greater. Okay, Ayushi, Parul, Sunny, all of you are correct. Srijan, it's not right hand side fraction, it's the left hand side fraction greater. Now see, this is a tricky question, and this is where your observation skills come in the picture. So guys, if you are appearing for CAT, apart from having good understanding to the concepts and faster calculations, you also need to have really good observation skill. Look at this fraction, everyone. Can I say this is an improper fraction because my numerator is greater than the denominator? Yes or no? Great. And if you look at this fraction, it's a proper fraction. So guys, please remember, if you take any improper fraction like 7 by 3 or the one that is given over here, or 10 by 4 or whatever you take, the value will always be greater than 1. If you take any improper fraction, as I mentioned earlier, say 2 by 3 or 7 by 10 and so on and so forth, the value will always be less than 1. So here the leftmost fraction is an improper fraction, and the right one is a proper fraction. So definitely improper fraction will always be greater than the proper fraction. Yes, so please be careful about this. Okay, so everyone, are you clear with this comparison of fractions? If yes, then press the like button, especially those who have just joined. Those who have been there, you can't press like button twice, I understand, unless you are logged in from mobile as well as your computer, so you can do that thing. But for others, those who have just joined, yes, press like if you have understood this concept, so that we can move forward. Great. Now let's look at a few more questions related to fraction, as Sachin was asking about that, how can we tackle these fractions. So now we have more than 2 fractions and we need to add or subtract them. Okay, if you want to add or subtract them, how can we do it? So let me help you recollect what you learned in your school. You must have learned this somewhere in maybe 4th, 5th, 6th standard, right? But no worries, it will take just 10 minutes for us to recollect everything. Okay, so nothing to feel ashamed about that you have forgotten that. Yes, nothing to feel ashamed about. It will be just 10 minutes right now, and I can say 1 hour every day, afternoon 2 to 3 p.m. be here, and you will be through with all the basic concept. Trust me guys. So coming back to this one, when you want to add or subtract fractions, the simple rule is make that denominator equal, and for that you take their LCM. 7, 21, by looking at the numbers itself, you can make out okay, 7 3s are 21. So we'll quickly multiply both this by 3. Okay, even over here I can multiply by 3. So all my denominators are 21 now, and I can simply add the numerators. 3 3s are 9 plus 4 13 plus 6 3s are 18. 13 plus 18, it's 31. 31 by 21. Let's look at one more way. I'm sure few of you are wondering, okay, why are we doing it this way? Since these two denominators are equal, so we can straight away add them. So I'll keep 4 by 21 as it is, and these denominators are equal. So let me just write 7 over here. 3 plus 6, 9. So now I need to solve this question. Okay, and again I can take LCM. So LCM is the common multiple is 21, right? So to make 21 in the denominator, I'll have to multiply both this by 3. So again it's 9 3s are 27 plus 4 31 by 21. So you can think in a different way. It's completely up to you. So I'm sure all of you have understood this. Yeah, correct. Sachin, Shivam, all of you, Parul, Gargi. Yes. Now let's try for this one. Everyone, you should be able to solve this particular fraction in about 40 seconds. Quickly do it. And if you are engineer, it should happen in 20 seconds. Non-engineer, you have 40 seconds. But yes, after 10 days, non-engineer, you will also have to reach over here. Okay. So let's do it quickly. what should you do when you come across such situation? So instead of taking the complete LCM, one way is you can find out LCM of all the numbers. Okay, so if I take this 4, 3, 6, 9, 8, of course 8 is multiple of 4, so we don't need to look at 4 when we take LCM, and I'll discuss this point in the next session, next session, which will be on HCF LCM. So please subscribe to this channel so that you get all the updates, and please press the bell icon so that you get all the updates about my sessions whenever I'm going live. Of course, I'll be going mostly live from 2 to 3, but apart from this, I'll also be taking some marathon session and some special sessions on trending topics on Sundays and Saturdays. So they may be in a different time slot. So if you have subscribed to this channel and if you have pressed that bell icon, you will get notification about all my sessions. So trust me, I'm going to take care of your complete CAT preparation for next 6 months. And if you want to be with me, you'll have to write over there. You can also share your comments in the comment box. Okay, below the video there is a comment option available. If you really like my teaching methodology, you can mention there in the comment. If you have any suggestion, you can mention the suggestions. Please be a little polite, don't be very harsh, so I'll appreciate that. So coming back to this one, guys, as I was talking about 4, 3, 6, 9, 8, the LCM is 72. Very simple. So I'll teach you how did I get that LCM quickly 72, even after talking so much, right? So I was not actually doing calculation, I was talking to you. So it's simply I need to consider 9 and 8. That's it. I don't need to look at this number. Why we don't need to look at this number? For that you need to be very clear with the basics of this HCF and LCM. So just wait for 2-3 more days and even that topic will be covered. So talking about this number, so I need to get my LCM is 72. So coming back to the question, we have understood the LCM is 70. So you can quickly multiply all these numbers by the required multiples. I'll say 24 3s are 72 and so on and so forth. Okay, 12 6s are 72, 9 8s are 72. So this is one way, but I'm sure many of you will find it difficult at this stage, especially if you are not very good at tables. So guys, in this first session, I just want to convey one thing, that make sure that you are very good at tables of first 20 numbers. So I have observed in my last 12 years of teaching experience that most of the students remember tables up to 12. Their train starts getting derailed when I ask them about 13, 14, 15 and so on and so forth. So please try to recollect and try to revise your tables. It will take just 7 to 10 days for you to recollect all the numbers, but that would really increase your speed. Okay, so coming back to the question, in case if you are not able to do it so quickly, what you can do is you can try to club the numbers or the fractions where the denominators are almost similar. So for example, if I look at 3 by 4 and 5 by 8, I can easily make out I can multiply by 2 to both this numerator and denominator. So this fraction will become 6 by 8 and this 5 by 8 I can put along with this, I can club with this one. So these two fractions are taken care. Same way I can multiply this one by 2, okay, both numerator and denominator. So this will be 6, so this will be 10 by 6 and this will be 7 by 6. I'm just rearranging the fractions, okay, and I'll keep this 8 by 9 as it is for time being. Now this will come out to be 11 by 8 plus this will come out to be 17 by 6 because the denominators are equal, so I can straight away add the numerators, plus this 8 by 9 as it is. Okay, now we'll have to take LCM of these numbers because we can't go with this pace all the time, right? So it's always good to quickly understand that 8, 6 and 9, all these numbers are the common multiple for all these numbers is 72. So let's take 70, let's write 72 in the denominator, and to make this one 72 you will have to multiply by 9. So multiply by 9 with the in the numerator also, multiply by 12, so multiply by 12 over here also, multiply by 8, okay, so over here also 8. Now if you just add them, 99 plus 17 into 12. Now see, when it comes to 17 into 12, 17 tens are 170 plus 17 twos are 34, 170 plus 34, it's 204. So So write 204 plus 8 8s are 64. So if you solve this thing, you will get something like 3. What will we get, guys? 367. Yes or no? 367 by 72. So this is the correct answer. Yes, everyone, have you got this answer? Let me check. Ayushi Vyas got that answer. Srijan made some mistake. 377 is incorrect, Srijan. It should be 367 by 72. Just check. Okay. You can also think it this way, guys. Try to make your calculations faster. Okay, always. 204 plus 100, 304. So 99 should be 303. Plus 60, 363. Plus 4, 367. Right? But this has to happen quickly in your mind. Right? So when it comes to addition, let me give you a short trick for addition also. Suppose you want to add 28 plus 55. I always recommend this method to the students, especially those who always bring their calculator first. So whenever some calculation comes in front of them, they'll not look at even the numbers, they'll first pull out the calculator. So that's very funny. Okay, please don't do it henceforth. So you can simply add this to number like this. So 55 plus 8, it's 63, and 63 plus remaining 20, it's 83. So 55 plus 28, it's straight away 83. Okay. Yeah, someone is requesting I'm sorry, someone is requesting me to speak completely in English. My dear, yes, I know English very well, but it's just the culture in this part of the country that subconsciously I start using a bit of Hindi. By the way, guys, I'm staying in Pune, and so I'll tell you more about me in the upcoming sessions, and we'll also have many other discussions. So apart from learning, we also have fun during daily life. Okay, so be here. Yeah, Srijan, I got that. You made a mistake. Great. Everyone, so are you enjoying this session? Those who have joined just now, if you're enjoying, press like button, because I can see many new names. And yes, one more thing, guys. So right away, in case if you're enjoying this session, right away message to your friend that tomorrow onwards 2 p.m. we need to be at daily live. So it will be really amazing, no matter where you and your friend are sitting, how far are you apart from each other. You can still have a very healthy competition, because we have that chat box available over here. So it's always good to prepare in group. It will be very healthy competition. So next time onwards, each of you should be coming with 5 of your friends, right? Let's have at least 100 live viewers from this group itself. I repeat, each of you need to contact 5 friends, and next time I'll ask, okay, how many of you have come from whose reference? How many friends Jeet brought in, Srijan brought in, Payal brought in, Sachin brought in, and so on and so forth. Yeah, so great, guys. Now let's go ahead with some important rules related to division. If I ask you this kind of question, 3 by 4 divide by 5 by 2, I've seen many a time students make mistake over here. So this is what I'm going to help you understand. So just 1 minute and we'll be through with this particular part. So remember this 3 rules. Rule number 1, rule number 2, rule number 3. The first rule says that A by B whole divided by C, it's equal to A divided by B into C. Very simple. In case you have forgotten this, you can quickly recollect. So whenever you have a fraction in the numerator, the denominator of that fraction, that is B, will multiply with the denominator. You can think it this way, that is too much hodgepodge in the numerator, so bring something in the denominator. You can think it this way, guys. It's very simple. Same way, if I have A divided by B by C, it will be written as A into C divided by B. So this denominator will multiply with the numerator. Let me take example for this one as well as this one. So for example, 2 by 3 divided by 5, it will be 2 by 15. Very simple. Okay, same way, if I take something like 3 by 11 by 4, so this 4 will multiply with 3, so result will be 12 by 11. So I'm sure you have cleared this part, everyone? Great. Okay. And the third rule and the most important rule, where I've seen most of the students make mistake. So this third rule says that A by B whole divided by C by D. So it will be equal to A into D divided by B into C. So this denominator will multiply with the numerator and this 2 will multiply internally. Let's understand with an example. Okay. Yes, Region, we'll take more questions. Don't worry. So 2 by 3 divided by 4 by 5. So what will be this result? So multiply this 5 with the numerator and this 3 with 4. So 5 2s are 10 divided by 3 4s are 12. So this is how you will solve the fractions. This is how you will tackle the divisions of fractions. So have you all understood this? Everyone show me a thumbs up in the chat box or type yes in case if you don't know how to show that thumbs up. Please do it quickly. And you can also note down these 3 important rules related to fraction division. Great. Wonderful to see this kind of, it's very good to see this kind of enthusiasm. Yeah, yo. Many of you are showing yo. Great, guys. Good. What is more important to crack CAT? It's the continued enthusiasm. I've seen many students when they start preparation, they're very enthused, they're very bubbly, but then over a period of time that enthusiasm subsides. So that should not happen. Remember this thing. So you should be as eager and as cheerful and as excited as you are today over a period of 6 months. So please be like this, that's always good. And trust me, I'll observe the students who are coming regularly. So I'll show you there are other ways in which you can communicate to the faculties, to the educators of Unacademy. I'll also introduce you to our team. There are other educators who are taking sessions in different slots. So in case if it's not possible for you to attend session in 2 to 3, you can also attend in 5 to 6, where Ashish teaches LRDI, then 6 to 7 where Amit Surana teaches quant, once again different topic of quant. Then we have 7 to 8 where verbal faculty Miss Bobby Yadav teaches verbal. Then 8 to 9 there will be another faculty, Mr. Pratik. He again is a quant expert with rich experience. And again 9 to 10 I'll be coming back with some new topic. So there are chain of sessions which you can attend. Make sure that you have a dedicated plan, and this is what I'm going to discuss tonight at 9 p.m. session. So everyone please be there for that 9 p.m. session. Awesome. So all of you have understood this. Great. Yeah, Jeet, Shivam, Ayushi, Varshini, Akanksha, good to see you all, and good to see this response as well. Thank you. Now let's quickly understand some rules related to this decimal multiplication and division. So we have understood how to tackle these fractions. Now we are talking about decimals multiplication and division. So I'll suggest that you remember these points. So for example, if I want to multiply 0.18 with let me take 0.2, some simple number, this will be slightly easier for us. 0.2. Okay, so guys, remember this rule for decimal multiplication, that number of digits after decimal should remain same. So for example, here there are 2 numbers. In this number we have 2 digits after decimal. In this number we have 1 digit after decimal. So my answer will have a total of 3 digits after decimal. Very simple. Now just eliminate this decimal. So my numbers will be 18 and 2. Multiply 18 with 2. The result is 36. Place this 36 towards the right side, and whatever space is left, you fill it with 0. So the result will be 0.036. Very simple. And this is what we have learned earlier in school. But as I mentioned at the very beginning, that our objective is to recap all those what we learned during the school, right? So that's where I thought to explain even this point. Let me take one more example in case if you are still confused. Pay attention here. Suppose I have this number 2.4 into 0.004. Now can you try this question? If you have got the right answer, please put it in the chat box. Let me see how many of you are actually accurate at decimal multiplication. And the others who are confused, please keep staring at the screen. I'm going to explain this point. I'll make it very, very easy for you. So please do not move an inch. But let me see how many of you are able to answer this question. 2.4 into 0.004. Right, so just follow the rules that I mentioned. There is one digit over here, there are 3 digits over here. So in our answer, there should be total 4 digits after decimal. There should be total 4 digits after decimal. Swayam, Srijan, both of you have got correct answer. Great. So the answer should be 0.0096 because 24 into 4 is 96. Once you have identified that how many decimals will be there in the answer, after that just remove the decimal. So my numbers, this 2.4 would look like 24 after removing the decimal. 0.004 will become 4 if I eliminate the decimals. So 24 into 4, it's 96, and since we wanted to have 4 digits after decimal, it should be 0.0096. So I'm sure all of you have understood this thing. Okay, if you have any confusion, if you think there is one more point that I want to cover over here in the session, please mention it in the chat box so that I'll definitely cover that part as well. Okay guys, I just realized that we are about to exhaust the time because this session is always every day from 2 to 3 p.m. So I think you will have to wait for me for the next session. So I'll tomorrow at the same time 2 o'clock we'll take up some questions from this particular topic, and then we'll go to the next part. So that's it for today. Now before we wind up, I just want to tell you about our Unacademy subscription plan. We have daily live classes, and if you take subscription also, you will be able to interact with educators like me. Right now you are typing your answers and our interaction is through YouTube chat box, but in the Plus platform, when you take the subscription, when you download our app, the interaction will be even more friendlier, very easy for you to interact with me. And there will be live polls and leaderboard means who is giving the first answer and who has given the most number of answers, and so on and so forth. You'll also get test series and analysis, right? Test series is very important, right? I'll teach you the concepts, the other educators will also teach you the concepts, but you need to have you need to gauge your preparation. So for that, test series is very, very important. Okay, so that is what you will get as part of Plus subscription, and there will be regular doubt solving and revision sessions. So how can you go with the Plus subscription, or how can you connect with us? Once again, you can just download the app from Unacademy, the app of Unacademy from the Play Store. Before that, do not forget to subscribe to our channel. In case if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to this Unacademy CAT channel, and also press the bell icon so that you get all the notification about our session, right? You can also download this app because we keep organizing some special session. So if you have just downloaded the app, even if you haven't bought any subscription, that's perfectly fine. You can still attend many special sessions that will be taken by me. Okay, so you can download the app and you can avail the subscription. Let me show you some of the subscription plans. So it costs you about 3,000 2,000 rupees per month, especially if you go with the 12 months plan, it will be really cheap. Okay, and if you go for 24 months plan, it will be even less than 1,000 rupees. Okay, so if you are in say first or second year of your graduation, or maybe third year of graduation, and if you are targeting CAT 2021, yes, you can definitely avail this thing, and you can use this code CAT Plus for timing to avail the subscription to get some interesting discounts. Yeah, this is something, few more details about Unacademy channel. In case if you are new to Unacademy, just to tell you that we are not only in CAT, we also have classes for live daily classes for NEET, JEE, 9th and 10th, 9th and 10th, 11th and 12th. So you can also communicate about us to your siblings, so they can also enjoy this. I'm sure you all would have liked and subscribed this thing. So as I mentioned, my next session will be in the evening at 9 p.m. and I'm going to discuss about the CAT strategy, CAT 2020, how to prepare in next 6 months. So be there at 9 p.m. See you then. That's it for today. Goodbye.